Hey there, it's Jen from empathicmastery.com. And to get a copy of the book, head on over to empathicmasterybook.com. I wanted to jump on really quickly here today because there was a post earlier here about my Facebook group, which is a really amazing place where we get to connect, where I am offering master classes every single full moon, where I am doing tap-alongs every other Tuesday and pulling some cards like for guidance every other Tuesday, and just all around like having a lot of amazing encounters and engagement with people over there with. And the thing that's amazing about this group is that it's by empaths for empaths, and it's a place where people really get what it means to be highly sensitive, empathic, and to be picking up all the thoughts, the feelings, the energy, the sensations that are coming from you and from the world around you. And the thing that's so wonderful about it is that there's nobody who's going to be saying things like, you're too sensitive, you're overreacting, you're taking it too personally, get over it, stop feeling those feelings. Because we understand what it means to be like suddenly just knocked over like a tidal wave by the emotional intensity that is going on in the world around us. And this is a place where we get it, and we're also really committed to doing the work. And so on Wednesdays, I have a post. It's an ongoing post that happens every Wednesday called Wisdom Wednesday. And so me and my team had posted something just showing you like what it looks like over there. And somebody actually asked a question in this post, which was, what will happen with my health? And so I wanted to respond to that because I was really thinking there's a lot of nuance to that question, and actually there's a lot to sort of unpack with that question. And what I was thinking about first off was just what is the difference between wisdom and divine inspiration? Like, what is the difference between, and also what is the difference between wisdom and fortune telling? And what I realized is that the question, what will happen with my health? That is not a question that I can answer. That is not a question that I can say, you are going to be completely fine. Or well, one thing I can say is that eventually, I absolutely promise you, you're going to die. Because we all are. And so I could say, you're going to die. Because that's just true. I'm going to die, you're going to die, every single person who's alive on this planet is going to die. But aside from that, I can't tell you what is going to happen to your health, especially when it's just a random question written down in a Facebook post. But what I can tell you, and I can ask you, is to think about, well, first off, what do you know about your health? What do you know about what's going on with your body right now? What do you know about the stresses that are affecting you? What are the areas in your life where you maybe are feeling trapped or stuck or feeling like you are backed into a corner? And also, what are those sort of hints that you're getting? What are those little messages where you're like, I know that I need to stop smoking, or I know that I need to cut out the alcohol, or I know that I need to be going to bed at an earlier hour, or I know that I need to end this toxic relationship. These are the kinds of things that wisdom leads us to, are how do we find the answers and the guidance to take better care of ourselves and better care of the people that we love, as opposed to, sort of this will happen to you. Because the thing is that there are so many different factors that contribute to why we are going to be in the situation that we're in. And without knowing more details about the circumstances of the person who posted the question, I honestly, I can't just blindly answer that. I'm flattered that you would think that a question like that I could just answer outright and say, this is what will happen to you. And when somebody hires me to do a reading and I'm sort of gazing into your energetic field, then I can sometimes give you some pretty amazing answers. But the thing is, this actually leads to another piece of information regarding Wisdom Wednesday, or regarding wisdom in general, and that is that I am a strong believer in consent to read and consent to probe, consent to explore and to pick up on information. that part of being highly sensitive and empathic has been about learning to have the boundaries to not actually go places that I don't belong. Because a lot of times when I was younger and I didn't have a choice about all the information that I was picking up on, I would basically be looking, it was like kind of like I was opening closet doors and opening cupboards and opening bathroom doors and bedroom doors and looking places that I didn't have permission to go because I didn't know any better and I didn't know how not to do that. And so a question like what will happen with my health if I don't have a contract with you, if I don't have your explicit agreement that you want me to look at your energy, it's actually really a violation of your privacy for me to just start scanning your energy field. And it also can be deeply affecting, like it can really impact us as highly sensitive empathic people when suddenly a total stranger is just probing our energy. I don't know if you've ever had that experience where you suddenly experienced like you were like, wow, it feels like sort of creepy, or it feels like somebody's thinking about me, or it feels like somebody's kind of like checking me out. And the thing about that is that it's not like, from my perspective, and part of the whole idea behind Empathic Mastery System is that we need permission in order to look under the hood. Unless you are in a situation where you are what I would call a first responder, or you are the guardian, the legal guardian of somebody who is either a minor and not able to make, and basically you are legally obligated to care for them, or they are cognitively incapable of caring for themselves. They are somebody that needs legal guardianship even though they're above, they're not a minor anymore. In those cases, we get to make some of these decisions for people. But for anybody with free will, I believe very strongly that a fundamental bottom line rule as a highly sensitive empathic person, as a light worker, as a healer, is that we do not intercede without consent. We do not get in there and do stuff without consent. So the questions, so instead of saying to somebody what will happen to their health other than someday you're going to die, and I'm sorry for being so flippant and so kind of black humor, but the bottom line is I think we live in a world that people are kind of in denial about the fact that we're all going to die. Like it's kind of weird how we are so freaked out or scared of acknowledging or not talking about bad things that we don't just acknowledge the fundamental truth that every single one of these bodies has an expiration date. Every single one of these bodies, we don't know when it is, but we know that eventually every single one of us will die. And I kind of feel like, let's just talk about it. Let's just acknowledge it. Let's just let it be okay that this is the truth. And then the question, as Mary Oliver said in her absolutely exquisite poem, Wild Geese, what will you do with your one wild and precious life? Like, what will you do? You have limited time. I have limited time. What will you do with this wild and precious life? So I guess, going back to the what will happen with my health question, and the I don't have permission to scan you, and this is not wisdom, this is fortune telling. And what I'm here to do is help you, support you, and talk about how being highly sensitive and empathic can be affecting all other aspects of your life. But I can ask you questions. I can ask you, number one, what do you think will happen with your health? If you continue going down the path you are going on, are you on a path that is nurturing, nourishing, and healing yourself? Or are you on a path where you've pretty much given up and you've kind of said, fuck it, and you are eating crap, you are drinking, you are smoking, you are engaging in unhealthy relationships, you're not taking care of yourself? There's a really big difference between if you're taking care of yourself and if you're not taking care of yourself. And if you're kind of caught in the middle, somewhere between those things, then where are the areas that could be improved? Where are the areas that you could actually really make some shifts to support yourself even better? But also, where can you pat yourself on the back? Where can you give yourself credit? Where can you acknowledge what you are already doing? And many, 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 many many years ago. When I was like in my 20s, there was this lovely little food co-op that was in the town next over from me, where I was living at the time, and they had these like rice, like they had these sort of like veggie rolls made of like nori, seaweed, and rice and tofu and stuff like that. And that was back in the days when I was eating a more vegetarian diet. And I remember I would buy them, and they would have like a label on them. And underneath the label, or on the label, there would always be like a question. And this one question I actually cut it out and saved it for a really long time because it was so powerful to me. And the question was, what would you have to give up in order for your life to work? And so I would ask you, instead of what will happen with my health, my question to you is, what will you have to, or would you have to give up? What would you need to change in order for your life to work? And I think that is the direction that I would go in. I would really be looking at, where am I stressed? Where are there toxic relationships? What am I doing to nourish myself with my, like in terms of my diet, in terms of my water consumption, in terms of my ability to get sleep? Like, how can I care for myself better? And also, what past events, what triggers, what emotional distress is affecting my stress levels and contributing to my dis-ease? So that would be what I would ask. That would be the stuff that I'd be looking at. And that's the kind of conversation that we're having over at the Empathic Mastery Circle on a regular basis. Like I said, we have master classes once a month on the full moon that are on topics for all, like topics by an empath for empaths. We have Tap Along Tuesdays on the, I believe, first and third Tuesdays of the month, and then the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month are Tarot Tuesdays, where I pull 3 cards and really give guidance about what do we need to be thinking about, what do we need to be focusing on, what do we need to be learning for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. And then we've got Wisdom Wednesday, and usually I go live on Thursday afterwards to sort of share some suggestions and ideas and thoughts. And then there are other times where, for special occasions, I'll just go live and to pull cards for absolutely everybody who shows up, as well as we just had a book giveaway. It was really exciting. It was really, really fun. And I got to give away copies of Empathic Mastery to a bunch of really wonderful people. So please come on over and join us in the Empathic Mastery Circle. You can, you can buy a copy of the book at empathicmasterybook.com. But in the comments below, there is a link to join us in the group, and that is that link is empathicmastery.com/support. So hang on, I'm just gonna put that here so you can see it. Woohoo! There, see, I magically changed it. So head on over to empathicmastery.com/support to join our group. That way, what you're going to do is you're just going to sign into my list so that I'll be able to stay in touch with you and give you all kinds of really interesting and useful information. You will be the first to know about offers and special things just for my list. And also, you'll be able to have access when I do create handouts for the masterclasses. You'll be able to get them. So come on over to empathicmastery.com/support to join our group. And then write your questions. I've got a post up in there right now for Wisdom Wednesday. Write your questions. Ask what you need to know. Now, like I said, if you want to get some more of the, tarot reading, pulling a card, come to Tarot Tuesday, or on all of the Wheel of the Year high holidays of like the solar calendar, the Sabbats, on like the equinoxes, the solstices, and the cross quarters. I'm generally showing up and doing some tarot reading at a certain, like just right around that time as well. Okay, that's pretty much what I got, and I want to jump because I actually got something really wonderful to do. I got my prayer posse to go pray with right now, so I'm going to go jump and pray. I'm sending you all so much love. I really hope to see you over in the Facebook group. And I'd love to hear what you have to say about this whole thing, the difference between fortune telling and wisdom, the difference between sort of getting just an answer versus really thinking about your own answers and finding them for yourself. Because that's really a big piece of it too, is, the difference between a fortune teller and, and a mentor is that a fortune teller is going to basically give you a fish so you have a meal for the day. A mentor is going to teach you how to fish so you have that guidance, or, in this case, give you wisdom so you have wisdom for a day, versus teaching you how to access your own inner wisdom so that you have inner guidance and can follow your instincts and follow divine source and spirit for yourself so that you know where that's coming from. And that's what Wisdom Wednesday is about. It's not about me telling you what's going to happen to you. It's about me supporting you and finding the truth for yourself. So come on over to empathicmastery.com/support. I would love to see you there. And until next time, I'm sending you all kinds of love and I am wishing you peace. Bye-bye.